Let's see if the chat works. We'll do the overlay. Let's see how it goes. Okay, today's topic, since I, noticed this trend and I had some people message me about this topic, it's going to be commit 1000%. It's really important to do that. And it's really hard. The reason why it's so important is because think about all the years of researching that we did, right? All the things that we tried, all the rabbit holes we went down, all the Facebook groups, right? I rejoined a couple of these Facebook groups because I saw a couple of them in my feed to join, right? I joined another mast cell activation group, and what else did I join? A POTS group. I still follow a couple other ones. I remember back in the day, I used them for information to get to the other side, but they were so toxic and evil that I had to leave. Now I go back, I'll unfollow them, but once in a while, I'll say a couple of things instead of having it in my feed, just so that I can say I'm trying to get the word out. Usually, it's followed by a lot of people with the laughing emoji. I try not to drop bombs like I used to. I remember one of the things that I wanted to do after I recovered was to go back into all these groups, rejoin them, and drop bombs of truth. And when I did that, I got blocked on most of them, and it didn't do anything. So I thought, okay, I'll just have them kind of in the background, and then when I'm bored, one day I'll just look for one and go, okay, somebody's freaking out about this here. I'll just leave a little something and then press enter, and then go back to what I was doing before. Anyway, so we've been through all the rabbit holes, tried all the protocols. Healing the gut is a big one. Going to the naturopaths, functional medicine doctors, trying to kill the candida, right? Detoxing the metals. There's so much more that I'm forgetting because literally once you recover, your brain leaves it alone and it kind of just, you forget it because it's not important anymore. But at the time, I knew all the the lingo, the words, the latest thing that everybody's doing. Right, the mitochondria, motherfucker gene. Yesterday, I was in a group. I think it was Mast Cell. And somebody said, "Who has the motherfucker gene?" There's like a list of 70 people going, "Yeah, I got double. I got." And then they list the number. I got the C534432. Yeah, I have that one. I have the same one, but mine's got the dash ACL. Oh my God, yeah, I have that one. Yeah, unfortunately, and then they tell you the negative information. It's interesting to go back into these groups where I once was and to see the different realities that they live in. And it's so crazy that I'm almost second guessing myself. I'm like, did I really recover? Did I really go through this? Was I really? Is this is convincing, some of this shit, right? It puts off an energy that's a different reality. It's like almost like a room. You have this, like this field, this force field that you can walk through, kind of like a water force field, like you're going through a Stargate, right? And you're entering this reality where people believe this stuff and they create their reality, it becomes true. So you put your head through, the water. There's this water film field. You're like, right? And people are like, yeah, unfortunately, I've been dealing with this for 30 years. And yeah, I'm on antihistamines. I have the motherfucker gene, my mitochondria, my gut. The thing is, don't let anybody tell you that you can't feel somewhat better, but you need to come to terms with this and understand that, maybe you should already go on disability. And then there's, some people say, I was able to get 20 foods back. So don't listen to anybody that says you can't. right? But I still have to manage it with blah 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 blah, blah and all these supplements and blah, and people. Could you give me the list of blah blah blah? I'm gonna search it. Oh my god, I found there's a supplier in Texas that has it. Actually, Alberta, they have the DAO enzyme blah 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 blah. So you step into this reality, and you're like, this shit is like fuck. If I were to sit here for a week, I'd believe this shit again, right? I'd be like, oh, my reality is changing. You know, this place has 2 suns and it has 3 moons. Like, it's insane how what's the word? How it's able to convince people, right? How it's able to convince people to believe this bullshit. And then when you tell them stuff, you're like, yeah, no, try to blah 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 blah. And people are like, oh my god, what a lose, like, well, like, ah, ha, ha, ha. You get the the laughing emojis, or you get people that get mad, or like, I try not to be too bombable. I try to be, a little bit more chill. Or I go, yeah, check out Mindful Gardening YouTube. It talks about recovery, and people like start laughing right away because they're like, recovery, dude. Feel the room, feel this reality, reality of this room, right? So, yeah, in order to get to the other side, you have to brainwash yourself with the opposite. Just like we brainwash ourselves with the realities that we're special, we're broken, we're injured, right? By going into these realities, right? With all the things you have to do, all the nightmare stories, all the avoidance behaviors, all the fight or flight responses. And you have to do the opposite and surround yourself with people that recovered. Get into the mind body space with the forums that support, like, totally brainwash yourself in healing. Where there's no right, totally get into the understanding, the science of it if you need to. For me, I had to stop doing that. That didn't even work for me because I was getting too focused about the mind body shit. I was obsessed, just like everything else, also with the mind body stuff. I had to stop, right? But some people, they need it, right? Like people like Sam. This is where people will like to listen to her science stuff, right? Because they can really soak that shit up. Me, I just needed the gist of it, the gist of the science, good enough. And you know what? Most of the science you find out yourself when you go through this journey. You understand it more and more. The more you go through it, you put the puzzles together, and you're like, oh, okay, right? And then you talk to other people that recovered, and you guys both come to the same conclusions. So I think it's important to surround yourself with people that recovered, right? Not people that not sure, 1 or 2 you have some of these friends that are accountable buddies. That's good, right? You're sharing your experience with it, but sometimes it gets easy for you guys to trade symptoms. And yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I was feeling like today I felt like shit for a week, and I was like, and I've been doing this for a year, and yeah, well, maybe you should try. I've been joining this other group, right? And then you jump ship again. Yeah, he does detoxing. I know it's not mind body, but he's got a lot of reviews. A lot of people are saying good things, and it sounds like it makes sense. I think I don't. So this is where you got to commit 1,000%. 99% is not enough. You got to be 1,000%, right? You can't, like Dan Buglio likes to say, don't straddle the fence. Make a choice. Commit 1,000%. Because if you're wishy-washy, that's how I like to call it. If you're wishy-washy and do, visuals last Tuesday for 5 minutes, and the one before that was August in 2023 for 20 minutes. Yeah, you did 20 minutes, and then you're gonna do another 5 minutes tomorrow. It's just because I don't resonate with that, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. So I think it's stupid. So I'm not going to do it. I don't like it. I'm not going to do visuals. I'm just not going to do. Right. So I've been doing the mind body stuff for about 10 years. Right. It's not, I think it's just part of it. Right. You have to think about your environment. Right. Right. The mold, the EMFs. Right. Sometimes we have things in our environment, right? Infections. Right. You have to think about the blood brain barrier, how it's affected by the T cells because of the mitochondria and the motherfucker gene. So we can't deny science, right? And first thing you got to do, get off all these groups, put all the research on the shelf that you did for, I don't know how long, 10 years, 20 years, put it all on the shelf. Commit 1000%. You got to defy gravity. And it helped me, in the beginning, it did help me to watch the success stories, to talk to the people on the forums in the mind body space that recovered. And also for me, I had to surround myself with a few people that recovered, but I can talk to here and there that don't mind, you know, giving me some information within reason. Don't be talking to them, sending them too many messages a day, right? Harassing them or whatever. Just once in a while, keep those people around because they're gonna keep you on the path because you're gonna fall off the path a bunch of times. The goal is to stay on the path, never give up, never quit, never quit. Right? For me, I was dealing with this for 3 years, and there's many times where I felt worse in the second year or 2.5 years than I did in the first year. It does feel like you're getting worse at times, especially in the beginning. You start doing the work, you feel worse, right? And I had to change my train of thought to I want more shitty days because those are days of opportunities to change and update my program, to update the alarm system. I need shitty days. I need to feel like shit. Right? Because the good days are nice to get the peak of what's to come. All great and dandy. But those are holidays. I want to get back to work. I want to move forward. I want to recover. So you're going to defy gravity. You're going to be an Olympian. And this is why I tell people, I say this all the time, you're going to make exorcisms jealous. And there's a reason why I say that, because this journey is hard. But you got to commit to move that needle. You got to walk up that mountain to introduce that new program, right? You're introducing the new program. You're dealing with resistance every day, consistently. You're doing your visuals. You're doing your playtime, elevating every day. You're allowing and engaging, being aware of all behavior patterns, routine, getting out in nature. What else am I missing? Exposure and stages, preparation, putting all the research on the shelf, committing, allow and engage visuals, right? You're doing that every day, never missing a day. Going for a walk and talks, like all that. That's like maybe all that stuff daily is like 4 hours a day times 365 me times 3. You're guaranteed to move that needle to recovery. The brain will have no choice but to change. But if you're wishy-washy, complaining about this and that, getting sucked in by the doubt, having 10 coaches, trying 5 different programs, getting sucked in doing the detoxes, or this sounds convincing. You know what? Most of them, they sound. Today, somebody sent me a name. What was that? Here, well, I don't know if I want to say the name because I don't want you guys to look and get sucked in. But this person was charging 11 grand. And the stuff that they were saying was nonsense. It was wrong. Doesn't make any, like most of this shit. Like most of the shit that's out there. And that's why I see all you guys that are watching this, that have recovered or are going through the journey, you are unicorns. You have found the path. Stick to it. You'll get there. Dr. Maggie Yu, somebody messaged me earlier and sent me that. And I was shocked at the Well, I shouldn't be because I see this shit all the time. right? There's all these gurus that I've seen throughout my life, the past 10 years, 20 years, right? That the gut guy, the all these typical the OG gurus that have been around, and then you got the mind body gurus that are out there, right? So there's, you know, a lot of the stuff is just nonsense, garbage, but we get sucked in, right? And it costs a lot of. They're making a fortune, but their shit doesn't work. It doesn't work, and I've had people jump ship that I was, a couple of them in the comments actually. I don't think they're here today, but in the other comments that they talked about it, they're like, I was doing the mind body thing, and I was watching your videos, and then I got sucked in, and I jumped ship, and I ended up going 2 years doing something else, wasting thousands of dollars, and now I'm back. But the thing is, that isn't that to me. I don't see that as failure. The reason why I don't see it as failure is because they needed to do the contrasting thing to find out what will work. I did that. I did that for 15 years. Do all the things, do all the wrong things, make the mistakes so that when you do the wrong things, you figure out what the right thing is. And it just all makes sense. Right? So yeah, they spent the money, they wasted a lot of energy. Their journey's a little longer. Right? Mine technically was long too, right? But now they're like, now I get it. Now it just makes sense. Now it's aligned. Now it's like perfectly orchestrated. I needed to go off the path. I needed to make that mistake. I need to fucking fuck it up and waste money and feel worse so that I could have the clarity, the contrast. Usually it's the opposite, right? You got to go find the opposite to find the truth. And that's sometimes the path that you need to take. The longer path in order to really understand it so that when you hit it again, you're like, yes, okay, now it's clicking. When before I wasn't ready to absorb this information. Because some people might be hard on themselves. We're like, yeah, I can't believe I did that. It's so embarrassing. I can't believe I got sucked into that thing. I started fixing because the doubt is just relentless during this journey. I'm like, I know. It's supposed to be. That's his job. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to win. The doubt's supposed to win, especially if you don't have a routine. You're sitting at home, on the couch, and then one thing leads to another. The brain, it's going to win. It has to win. It's got to get your attention to the perceived danger. It's not supposed to feel good. It's not supposed to be easy curveballs. It's supposed to be hard balls. Right? You need to make a decision right now. Are we going to fight or flee? We got to keep you alive. So it's going to be intense. And when people do the work and things get worse or harder, and the brain throws a kitchen sink at you, because that's what happens, people think more symptoms means wrong, bad. I'm going the wrong way. I got to stop and I got to retreat. I got to do something else because I've been feeling like shit for it's been 6 weeks of this. And then it's been a year of this, right? For me, it's been a year and a half of this. It's been 2 years of this and 2.5 years of this. And then I recovered. I feel amazing. Right? Right? I feel right? I understand. This work, this mind body work, the reality is going to lie to you constantly. It's your body's going to lie to you, your brain's going to lie to you, the symptoms are going to lie to you, Google's going to lie to you, all these Facebook groups, everything around your environment in your world, your 3D world is going to lie and say no. Go this way. Stay where you are. No. And I understand why people will want to quit or jump ship or try something else. That's why this is the hardest thing for me to convince people. Like, it's not enough to get success stories. It's not enough to talk about what I went through in detail, exactly detailing what you're going through second by second, which is powerful. It just seems like it's not enough because the brain will win. It'll hijack you. It'll make you think, I think you missed something. Well, why are you feeling like this after 2 years, bud? right? Even though I'm telling you guys this every single day, it's still not enough, and you'll forget. Like the term, you're going to make exorcisms jealous. I say that maybe once a week, twice a week. It's not enough. I'm like, you're going to feel like shit. You need to feel like shit because it's an opportunity to update the program, to update the alarm system. You need to feel like, if you're not feeling like shit, you're not moving forward. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That's not enough, it feels like. So, for me, that's like, well, how did you do it then? How did you stay on course? Because I tried all this stuff. I had nothing left to do. I had nothing left to try because I tried it all. And I dove into the mind body space. I looked at the success videos. They had what I had. They were describing how I was feeling. I was good enough for me, right? And I surrounded myself with a few people that got to the other side and that had the symptoms, not the people that had back pain and pretend to know and give you advice about. No. They were good here and there, but I needed to go deeper. So I surrounded myself with some of these people that went to the other side and that was willing to give me, that was willing to help me. Because you need to have that. When you're lost at sea, even in the mind-body space, you need to have a couple of lighthouses to bring you back onto your path, right? Make a couple friends, right? If there's a certain video that you need to watch 16 times in a day to get over that doubt, watch it. That's what I did. Do whatever it takes for you to commit 1,000%. Be prepared. Have your calendar, have your day scheduled out. It's Groundhog Day. Every day is Groundhog Day. Have your week scheduled out. Commit. Be that Olympian. Defy gravity. We need to move mountains. That's the only way you get to the other side. Commitment. 1,000% commitment. You don't have to believe it right away. We're human, right? You don't have to believe it 1,000%. And you know what? You need to have doubt 1,000 times because that's how you learn. Allow the doubt, let it do its thing. It'll shift when it's ready. Right. So I made a couple notes here. Yeah, I already covered everything. So, yeah, that's what I did. I surrounded myself with people that went to the other side. And if I had to remind myself with certain videos to watch them again and again, I would. Sometimes it was 16 times a day. I also tried everything, so this was all that was left, and I was willing. I told myself, I'm willing to do this. I don't care. I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to give my brain and body a chance, even if it's the motherfucker gene. Even if I have a situation with the motherfucker gene, wouldn't it be nice to be recalibrated anyway? Right? Let's put the motherfucker gene on the shelf, and the mitochondria on the shelf, or the detoxing thing that I'm missing on the shelf. You know what? We're going to do this first, and when I'm done with this, we can go dig that up and see what's in the box and go, okay, now we'll tackle detoxing. You know what? Now we'll tackle the motherfucker gene. That's what I have to tell myself. But for now, we're doing this. If it takes me 10 years, we're doing this. I don't care. It takes 1,000% devotion, eye of the tiger, right? Watch Rocky IV. Right? You got to treat it like that. Because if you're wishy-washy, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. Right? You're literally trying to win that gold medal. Right? You got to learn how to do the triple axel and land it every time. Do you think being wishy-washy about it is going to do it? No. We want to land that triple axle with recovery, with our health, getting our health back, update that alarm system, update that program of ease, and get out of dis-ease. It takes time, repetition. You're going to have setbacks, right? I had setbacks that happened in the 2.5-year mark where I thought I was starting all over again. That's going to happen. The brain's making sure it does not like to take risks. Change equals to danger. It's going to throw you the kitchen sink. It's going to find kitchen sinks, 1,000 kitchen sinks, and throw them at you all at once in different times. So that's the catch, right? It's like, yep, you can recover fully, 1,000%. Yes, you can get to the other side. Symptoms will all go. You're not a special case, 1,000%. But there is a catch. Okay, good. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for you to tell me there's a catch. You know, if I had to ask you, I'd be thinking that there's something fishy going on, but you said it first, so I'm listening. It's going to be hard. You can't quit. You can't be wishy-washy. And understand it's hard for me to try to get this point across to people. That's why people quit. If you can do it consistently every day, you'll get to the other side. That's the catch. Okay, that's okay. I can bite into that. I can believe that. Okay. Okay. How long did it take you? 3 years. Not saying that it's going to take you 3 years, but generally that's what I see. And you know what? So what? 3 years is nothing compared to the 30 years that it took you to program yourself into that state. That's lightning speed fast. And along the way, you start to feel better. You're getting more resilient. There's people that me, for example, I was physically at a year and a half into this work. I was physically thriving and doing more things that most people that I know weren't able to do that were normal. But I was dealing with the end part of muscle tension and OCD looping thoughts. I thought I was going crazy. So I need another year and a half to get that shit out of there. So that I'm, I hear nothing. Nothing. Look at this. Listen to this. Not even crickets. Nothing. No thoughts. There's no thoughts that are fucking hijacking me. No looping thoughts. No anxiety. You'll get there. But it takes time, and that's the catch. It takes time. Some people are like, no, I don't want to do. I don't want to. I'm a person that tell me to do something, I'm not going to do it. Well, man, I can't help you then. You're fucked. Yeah, you're fucked then. Forget it. Don't. Oh my God, you said. Oh my God, what are you saying? Fuck. You got to do the work. There's a catch. It means you got to be consistent, and that's the thing. You got to change who you are. This is not about just symptoms, turning off symptoms. This is about you're changing your life. And that means changing who you are as a person. Your habits, your tastes are going to change. All kinds of things are going to change. You're going to be a different person on the other side. Your old self is going to start to morph it's like a cocoon stage into a caterpillar, right? Your old self was this fucking snail, this, right? And then when you recover, you're this butterfly. It looks nothing like. That's what needs to happen. You can spread your wings and fucking. Alrighty, let's get into some of the questions. Hey, Cindy, dude, I went to the doctor for the first time. I did not care if my blood pressure was high. What an amazing win. Feeling safe in the face of fear. Love it, right? That's great. One of the ways to do it is to do some turbo exposures to your thoughts. Allow them to be there. Let them do their thing. And just do it. For me, I had to avoid all doctor's appointments and dentist appointments. But in the beginning, I went 3 times a week. And there was a time where I had to go to the dentist. So whatever, it sucked. You just got to go through it. But I only went to appointments that I really needed to go. And luckily, after, that hump, I was able to walk over that hump. I didn't go anymore. And I haven't been for 4 years. So thank you. Please subscribe. I noticed that half of my viewers aren't subscribed. Please like, comment. It helps the algorithm. It boosts it. Really appreciate it. Love it. Before you go, so Helmut can help. Yes, so we can grow. All together, Amy Joe, freaking love your channel and your live sessions. Oh, man, that didn't sound good. It's so uplifting and it makes me laugh. Nobody else does that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it feels good to hear this shit. Really, it does. Please never stop with the bleeblops and motherfucker jeans. That's funny. I was just talking about motherfucker jeans. No, man, it's weird. I'm seeing people talk about the motherfucker gene like left and left, right? It's crazy. And you can't say shit. There you cannot convince them. They double down like man. And they're in this different reality. It's crazy. And maybe some of them is gonna watch this video and go, "No, he's funny." No, I totally agree with some of the things he's saying, but dude, no, like who's this guy? This like no, he's I don't think he understands. I don't think you understand what it's like to have mast cell activity. I don't think you understand what it's like to have food sensitivity, right? I could only eat 10 foods, Helmet. How is that your name? The mindful gardener? I could only eat ten foods. I still can't. I can only eat. So I don't think you understand what that's like. I don't think you understand what I had pot. I have pot still. Do you know what it's like to have looping anxiety? Gastritis. Yeah, well, maybe you had gas. Okay, okay, fine. Maybe you had a little pain. Maybe you had some general anxiety. This is different, mindful, Mr. Mindful. Yeah, you don't. I don't think you understand. So that's why you're talking out of your ass. And wow, these people seem to believe you. See, who's creating a reality? Mindful. Who's creating a reality? It's not us. We're getting down to the science. This is real though. This is real. We can't just woo woo think our way out. Okay? Yeah, I get. No, I understand. I like yoga. I like yoga. I'm not shitting on it. I'm not dissing yoga or meditation or what was it? Visualizations. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying, okay, it's time to grow up, right? And this is different. And it's not your fault because you wouldn't understand because you never went through it. Mindful. Anyway, I've had that a couple times. And hey, fuck, I don't blame them. They don't know me. I don't know them. We don't know each other. It's like I don't think you understand, right? I I can only eat 25 foods. So once when you get to that, then talk. But I think you're in the wrong group, right? This is different. You you that's cute. That's really cute. Well, they don't know me. I don't know. We don't know each other. So what do you? Fuck. Yes. Thank you. Um, Yay! I get to see another live. Thank you, Rocky Mountains. Love your content so much, Helmet. Love it. Love it. Hey, Maria. What's going on? What is happening? I'm working on changing the language and how I react. Good. Allow it. Don't survive through it. Don't white knuckle. Allow it. Let it do its thing instead of trying to get rid of the sensation with biohacking, with the vagus nerve and tapping it away. Oh my God, this thought is coming. Gotta tap it away. It's gone now. Even allowing something to rid of it is wrong because you're reaffirming you're getting rid of what? Danger, right? So get used to the idea of, okay, here comes that thing, that body sensation, thought, feeling, whatever it is, the anxiety, whatever the thought. Here it comes. Let's not try to get rid of it. Am I trying to breath work it away? Why don't we just sit with it and feel the shit that it's sending us? Feel it. Sit in that fear. Sit in the fear. Allow it. Yeah, right. And then it's there, looking at you, looking for answers. It's looking for feedback. Go, hey, you. Yeah, I don't like you. It doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good, right? But guess what? You're gonna come and sit on my shoulder, and I'm gonna give you a tour guide of safety, right? I'm gonna go, come here, come, give me more, right? My chest is hungry. It needs to eat these feelings and eat them up, right? Instead of going, get out of here, tap it away, vagus nerve it away. We're gonna go, come in. I'm gonna absorb you, right? I'm a beast. I'm hungry, right? Thank you. The lives and thank you. I appreciate it. It seems like I got less views today. Maybe because I didn't announce that I was going to be on today. Heh. Heh. You know what? I got to start finding a time slot where I'm going to be consistent. It's just I'm all over the place because dogs need to go out and fucking. Right, I'm working on the website, and then I had to start over on a couple parts and a couple parts, and then more parts, and then you know how it is. Hey, Helmet, I've been able to. Hey, Steve. Hey, Helmet, I've been able to do deadlifts and squats again. That's amazing. First time in 8 months. That's a win. Those things would make me feel on the brink of death. Love it. And I hope it, because I'm sure you're going to have it come again where it's going to make you feel like you're, on the brink of death. You need that to happen. Feel that brink of death. Allow it. And this goes for any symptom, any thought, right? Allow it. Let it do its thing. All I need now is some sleep. Yeah. Right. Much, it's a reward. Go to sleep. You deserve it. I just had a thought this morning during my walk and talk session. Love it. Walk and talks are the best. The reason allowing is where it's at is because it is practice to allow the recovery. Yep. So allowing is another form of exposure also. You're allowing the discomfort and you're exposing yourself to it. It becomes an opportunity for change because of the way you're responding, which changes the program. You're sending a message of safety while in the danger, not sending a message of danger while in the danger. Right? So it's ding. That's the secret. Oh my God, what did you just say? That's stupid. Oh my God, I don't even know what allowing recovery is difficult, if not impossible. Oh, I didn't read the rest of your thing. If I'm resisting and not allowing something, yes, exactly. Hey, Smoot. Jessica, thanks for acknowledging that it's not a failure. Yes. Who on earth does sound effects better than this guy? You know what? I want to do my Tony Soprano sometime. I got a whole thing. I tried it on TikTok. It didn't get much views. Not to me. I don't think many people liked it. But I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm going to do a video with it. I'm going to call it Tony Tips. Because Tony Soprano had anxiety and panic attacks. So I'm going to do a couple videos where he's in it in the beginning, and then I'm going to go normal. But because I love doing impersonations, I like doing wacky shit, right? To lighten up the mood a bit. Because I recovered, so I know you can recover. So let's lighten up, right? You're going to get there. So let's not take shit too serious. Let's bring down that fucking survival state, that fucking freak out a little bit. Right? A little bit of a comedy hour, make you chill out. Because I know you're going to get there, right? It's inevitable. It's just, there's a catch. It takes time. And you got to stay on the path. No matter what, stay on the path. Thank you. Yes. The people who have had the symptoms and recovered are so needed. Yeah, totally. I have friends, but they are like me and not well yet. I wish I had one who was better. Well, you got us. You got the community, the Mindful Gardener community, right? Keep tuning in. The comments section, the success stories, right? All very important. Sounded like my dog was. Thanks for doing another live. They were so helpful. Yep. I wanted to see how many days in a row I can go with my lives. Like Dan Buglio does a video every day. He has 1,700, almost 1,800 videos, right? And I was like, maybe I should do that. But then I don't want, there's some good videos out there. I don't want them being lost at sea, right? Where it's like, what about that one thing where I don't know, man. I don't even know where it is. So I want to push out more, if I can, more quality videos that can help people with nuggets instead of having more amounts that are very repetitive. But repetition is good, though. So I don't know. I'm going to try my best to see if I can do maybe podcasts, everyday podcasts, but content separately, because I got podcast live section, right? We got the video section, and then we got the shorts. I don't really do many shorts. Maybe I will in the future, but for now, I'm liking this. So let's see how it goes. Thanks. Yeah, I used drunken noodles today, and the dentist powerful. Oh yes. Overcooked drunken noodles. I don't know why I call them drunken noodles, but you guys understand. When I say drunken noodles, you guys go, yeah, I totally know what you're saying. What does it mean? I don't know, but I get it, right? It's just, it's like you're drunk. You know, when you're drunk, you're fucking loose as a goose. Just think of that, right? That's sending a message of safety. Overcooked noodles. Like they're so soft that you can't even pick them up with a fork because they're like mashed potatoes. Yeah, overcooked noodles, love them. Not really, but you can picture them. That's where you're supposed to be. Overcooked noodles, and you become an overcooked noodle where you can literally, right, make your muscles melt, make your shoulders drop them. Right when you think you've dropped them all the way, drop them again. Right, and you're putting your finger into yourself because you're overcooked noodles, and you can imagine yourself going inside yourself, and then right. I met someone in a woo woo group and did the program, and it's not helping me. So now I'm being cautious. Yeah, of course. Well, just like all the other things that we tried in the past. Why is this shit, the mind body shit, going to be the last thing? Well, it was for me. It just made sense. In the beginning, though, I was on the fence, but I still did the work. In the beginning, I was like, I don't know, how does a neural pathway heal Lyme? I don't even. That doesn't make any sense. How does a neural pathway, what is it, bypass the illness? And we just bypass it? I don't get it. And you know what? Most of it has nothing even to do with neural pathways. It's the wiring of the system. Why are we talking about the wiring? It just happens. The brain creates neural pathways, right? It just, that's what it does. But why are we focusing on it so much, DNRS? Why are you focusing on it? Well, it's because it's part of the program. It's how I learned. We redirect. Fuck it, redirect. Don't feel your emotions. Don't allow. Allowing, yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't want to jump around from this to exactly. I know it's quite triggering. I know it's quite triggering to talk about, but do you have advice for how to navigate chronic suicidal ideation as an extreme resistance to going through the healing journey? Well, for me, just know I didn't have that, but I know a lot of people that did, and it's normal. I know Sam talks about it. And you know what? I can put that, she can probably shine more light on it. I'll write it down. But for me, I would just allow it, let it do its thing, and no, it's not. You're not. You're not anything doing anything that's special or that it means anything. It's just your brain getting your attention, right? And that's it. So I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. Oh, I used to get all kinds of weird thoughts and feel like horrible. I think she would say, this is what she would say. What's the feeling behind that? It's usually fear, because I used to have feelings, the nothingness feeling. And I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about, where you feel nothing. You don't feel excitement. All the things that you used to like to do. You don't care anymore. You just doesn't move. Nothing. It's just like, holy fuck, is this like hardcore depression? Is this like one of those, oh my god, am I gonna be fucking stuck like this? Right? And it was fear. I was fearful that I was gonna be stuck in some of these weird emotions. But I had to learn to allow my brain to go all over the place, do its thing, play itself out, express itself. If it's gonna be sad one day, it's gonna be angry, it's gonna be fearful every day. It was pretty much all fear. 99% of my days were just fear. Right? If it's gonna be blah blah blah, it's gonna be the nothingness, it's gonna be blah 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 blah. Allow it. And then engage. Bring it with you on your shoulder. Because it's only temporary. In time, the brain will reorganize, reprogram, recalibrate, right? And it all go when it's supposed to go, right? Not randomly left field. I've been able to sit with the feelings of brink of death a lot more lately. That's my win. Amazing. Yep, I had my core feelings were, well, dying. I always thought I was dying. Well, I think I'm going to die tomorrow. I think tomorrow's the day. And the other one was suffering. So my other fear was, yeah, let's say I live another 20 years, but I'd rather, the first fear than this fear of dragging this suffering out for another 20 years. Ugh, right? That was my other core fear. Wondering if any other females noticed the correlation symptoms between worse based on their cycle. Yes, that's very normal because your body's going through a bit of a stress state, especially if you're already in a state of fight or flight. So that brings the survival state up a bit. You might get more symptoms, anxiety, more blah blah blah. I'm sure Sam will talk about that also. This is why it's great. We have a female perspective, right? And we got my perspective. She's more science. I'm more the average Joe take on it. I like to simplify things. She likes to give you more science. And together you get all the, like she's the emotional part. She likes to talk about processing the emotions. I'm more about the survival state. So you get best of both worlds. And this is the gold standard. I'm telling you, loving it. Okay. Any advice for those who are caring for loved ones going through this? Sometimes it's hard to know how to help. Well, for me, people that are going through this, it used to suck me in because I would try to help them. They didn't want my help. They didn't believe me. First of all, they didn't believe I went through anything. They all think I'm woo-woo. Everybody that knows me outside of the internet, family, friends, they think I'm woo-woo. They think I'm, yeah, okay, he's like this weird guru thing. What is he doing? He's like, what a weirdo. He's like always been into woo-woo weird things. Okay, so what? Like he's like able to heal everybody? Like what is he doing? Yeah, I don't know. People have been going crazy ever since COVID happened. I don't know. I think he went a little fucked up. He used to drink a lot, so I think that might have been it. Now, I don't think he ever took drugs. Maybe I don't know. The cigarettes, cigarettes don't do that to people. I don't know. I don't know, Sally. I don't know. But he's a little out there. So, um, I'll do a Tony Soprano video, right? And then you guys, maybe this isn't the audience for it, but I'll do it anyway, just for fun. What's your opinion on breathing issues and asthma? Yeah, you can totally recalibrate that and heal it. Totally, 1,000%, 1,001%. Why didn't he say 1,002? Forget it. All bets are off. I'm not doing this. This is stupid. He didn't say 1,002. I just watched your 2 interviews with Rita. Yeah, she's awesome. She's probably here right now. Hey, Rita, where are you? She's not here. Incredible insights. What are you having her? I told her I wanted her on again. You know what I'd love to have? Like Pierce Morgan, I want to have like a panel, right? And get one of these Karens. Oh, I'd love to have one of these Karens off these Facebook groups, right? And have, me, Sam, Rita, maybe, Vanessa, Simona. But then I think Simona would be too nice. She'd be like, okay, well, we'll just have to agree to disagree. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, bye. You're wrong, but So no, it'd be cool to have a panel and just get into it, like a mind body fucking dispute. I don't know. It might be a little triggering for some people, but they'll get the views going. Get some awareness to the mind body space. Can you believe that? Right? It's like, no, it's the motherfucker. Listen. Okay, I'm gonna send you a link. It's how you have to check out Dr. Mimo. Dr. Mimo, right? Do you believe that antibiotics is what's triggered your mind body syndrome? For me, no, it's not the only thing. It's one of the things, right? So, is one of the last things, and right, we usually like to blame the last thing when it's not, right? It's all the things in our lives, all the drops, right, that add up to fill up our allostatic loads and to put us in a survival state, right? It's we're screaming alarms in a survival state, and then you take the antibiotics and boom, there's your perfect storm. But it's not the antibiotics. Like for right now, if I were to take antibiotics right now, I would feel nothing. This would be easy. I wouldn't feel shit, right? Nothing. It'd be good. Sure, my biome might be a little fucked up, but guess what? My biome would get back into balance within probably a couple months, max, right? I'd still be able to poop. Everything would work efficiently. Now, if you're in a survival state, right? Your survival state is at 1,000. Allostatic loads are overflowing. Something like antibiotics could be the thing that starts your perfect storm. And that could be anything. That could be an EMFs. All of a sudden the brain goes, yeah, no, yeah, that's going to be the last drop right there. That, or it could be a food. It could be Lyme, COVID, long COVID, like you name it. Pick your poison. It's not the poison, but it was the last thing that put you over the edge. The pop, sorry. I'm burpy. Right. And then people, because of that last thing, they think it's that thing when it's not that thing. It's not the Lyme, it's not the mold, it's not the food, it's not the EMF. Don't know much matter. Right? It's all the shit through your life, all the years of smoking, drinking, all the times you were with a narcissist, all the times, they gaslit you, the toxic work environment, all the antibiotics that you took throughout your childhood. I took 10 times. I had 10 years of flu shots. I had surgeries, right? Some people had childhood trauma. Some people had, you name it. Some people were avoiding feeling their emotions, right? Most of us, our symptoms became our trauma, right? That's what got us there. Here we go. Sherry, Helmut, do you think taking Advil can cause GI issues to be worse during recovery and not be the histamine intolerance? I've been eating pressure cooked meat instead of ground to avoid histamine. Do what you got to do. This is what I say in the beginning. Do what you got to do so you can do the work. If situation A, B, or avoidance C works, right? If you're, if avoiding certain foods or if you're taking certain things to manage, do it, right? Give her. It's only temporary. I want people to be able to use what they need. If you need to take that, if you need to take that DAO supplement, so that you can think clearly with eating food. Like if it's one less thing to freak you out, because we don't want you to be totally sidetracked by all these symptoms. It's going to happen anyway, but within reason, right? So if you do what you need to do so that you can at least do the work, that's the most important thing. We need you to do the work. The work will bring your survival state down. It'll empty allostatic loads. I should say load. And then all these coping mechanisms you won't need anymore. These avoidance behaviors you won't need anymore because you're starting to recover. Right? And then you'll never have to think about it ever again. You never have to think about Advil. Maybe you will. Once or two times. Tylenol. Yeah, maybe once in a while. But it's not going to be something that you need anymore because you're fully recovered. Okay. That's what your name is. How did you start talking about mind body? This month I've been having brain farts when it comes to talking. Maybe I should do an accent. I'll do Sam's accent. How did you start talking about doing mind body healing to others who don't know anything about it or who disapprove? Well, and find it so hard to know what to say and feel judgment. Okay. Well, they don't. If it doesn't resonate with them, it won't. I haven't found anybody that it didn't. I haven't been able to convince people that I know that it's mind body, other than one guy, Garrett. I told him about it. I talked about how he's feeling. He's like, yeah, oh my God, that's how I feel. Right? And I said, look into this world. And he dove right into it. He believed it. He dove right into it. And he's able to eat all the foods. His hormones have regulated. He's able to work out and he's gaining muscle like easily, right? He's getting buff quickly when before he could barely gain any muscle. So, but normally people that I know, that know me, right? They just dismiss it and go, he's, I don't know what he's, whatever, right? And a lot of people that I know aren't dealing with 75 symptoms in my circle. I was a freak. I was literally a freak. So, yeah, thank you. And thank you, CT underscore Rin. Rin, right? CT underscore Rin. Nice. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. And let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Did I bring my. I don't know where my schedule is. It's probably in the truck. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Try to give you guys a heads up when. But please like, share, and subscribe. Oh, here I got a couple more. We've got a couple more. Got a couple more. In your opinion, can you recover even if you can't get out of the inauthentic, toxic relationships in our environment? So it depends. It depends. You know, life is challenging, right? Like some people deal with having a lot of kids. Some people they have to go to work, and it's a job that's not the best, but within reason, right? Marriages are difficult, right? So you're gonna have normal stress, life stress. That's normal, right? But this is also. I don't want to also sugarcoat anything because that's not going to help anybody. During this journey, it's going to force you to make hard choices, right? So, and I know a lot of people that are in relationships where it's toxic, they're a narcissist. He cheated on me like only 4 times, and we're working on it. You know what? It wasn't even. It's partly my fault, right? Because I wasn't. I was an asshole. I was a bitch. I was like, I don't blame him, right? So this is where people get into denial and they try to convince me. I'm like, hey, it's not. You don't have to convince me. It's you, right? So some people they gotta make that hard decision, and if you don't, the universe is gonna give you more opportunities where it's gonna fall in your lap again and again and again until you walk that plank and make that choice, that hard choice to end it because it's literally like having 5 ligers in the room, right? And there's some people that can't recover unless they get rid of those tigers in the room, right? Because they're constantly angry or arguing or fighting. They're being gaslit. That's their tiger. That's the danger, right? And you get sucked into it because you have insecurity. You don't want them finding somebody else. It's too comfortable. You don't want to change anything because that's even opening up a bigger can of worms of discomfort, right? I can't go through this. I can't go through this again. Oh my God, this is too, right? I don't want to. We'll work on it. No, you know what? It was partly my fault, right? So this is where you got to be brutally honest with yourself and go, dude, am I happy? Am I happy? Am I happy? No? What the fuck am I doing? Get the fuck out. People, just like symptoms. We manage, we cope. But it comes to a point where you got to make the decisions and face that storm. Allow it, let it do its thing, engage, and then, you create the life that you've always deserved. And then you move through it because the thing is, symptoms in the shadow work is not just symptoms, and it's also with your insecurities, with relationships, because we created alarms in our past relationships because we were either abandoned, cheated on, they treated us like shit, right? They made us feel this big. That creates alarms and triggers, and we keep that. We bring that with us in the next relationship, and it stays with us. We have these beliefs and core alarms that stay with us. So, just like everything else, we got to allow them to come up, let ourselves feel insecure, angry, jealous, scared, right? Over and over and over and over again until you become indifferent to you're like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to knock on wood and be desperate to hurry up and heal because I don't want to lose my girlfriend or my boyfriend or my marriage, right? You have to be able to get to a point where you're like, hey, if they leave, good. And even tell them, yeah, I'm not going to be recovered probably for another 2 years. So if that's too much for you, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And I'm okay with that. And once I recover, let's see, what opportunities can arrive in my life, right? And it's probably meant to be, right? The new chapter in life, possibilities are endless, right? But we hold on to, our fears, our, our alarms make us hold on to that life, and we're lying to ourselves because we don't want to face that tiger. So sometimes you got to make those decisions, and it's also with work, friendships, right? And I know we got to pay the bills, but sometimes we got to make those decisions and get out. Maybe find another job, right? I'm not saying find a new boyfriend or new husband before you get rid of the old husband, but with work, yeah, you got to do that. Okay, how could you leave though if you aren't able to work or make? Yeah, exactly. So you got to find another job, right? For me, I couldn't even work. I was so bad. I couldn't even work. And what I've noticed through this journey, if you make those changes, those hard changes, let's say quitting a job, the universe will provide, right? I know it looks scary because you got nothing, you see nothing ahead of you, but when you walk over that cliff, the ground will form underneath you as you walk, right? It's like, right? So trust everything will create around you because you create your reality. It would be amazing if you had Sam and Rita together. That'd be cool. Have a discussion. Yes. My friend is on but cannot comment. Her questions are allowing and white knuckling the same thing or not. Surviving or white knuckling, the same thing. Allowing, you're allowing. You're not white knuckling. And so I had to do this with my partner. It was the saddest thing breaking up, but I knew that he wanted me better, quicker than it. Yeah, right. Sometimes you feel like you're desperate to heal, and there's pressure there. You can't have that, right? If they're gonna leave, fuck them. Leave, go, right? And even push them. Go, hey, this might take me 2 3 years, so right. And I might be moody. I might have the shits. My farts will be nasty, right? So that's how it is. If you don't like it, you can leave. Well, you know what? I can't. Well, there's a door. Even help them, right? Because you want to be with somebody that's going to be there through thick and thin. And that's the check mark. If I don't have that, that's my check mark to know, okay, this isn't not what I want, right? You got to authentically have something that's complementing your life. Not, you don't want to be in survival for the rest of your life, right? Okay. So let me see if I can get this question. Millie, with mind body, you should get medical clearance first. If I can't get medical clearance because I'm on a long waiting list, how do I deal with the doubt that there's something else? Do the mind body work anywhere. You don't have to believe it. That's another thing. And that was one of my questions too. I was like, what if I don't believe this shit? Right? This is what Annie Hopper said that was good. She said, you don't have to believe it, just do the work, and then evidence comes up, and then you latch onto that and more evidence, and you see the shifts happening, and then that'll be your proof. Right? Makes sense, and that's what happened to me. It's not. It's half of it is that I didn't believe it, but the other half was I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. Right? And I understood it the more I went along. Right. So yes, the same thought I wouldn't be able to leave because of the money, so I don't know what to do. You find another job, right? And trust the universe will provide because at the end of the day, this is your life, right? The work, you can stay at the work and it's going to affect your health, and you won't be able to have a job in the future, or you leave, you get your health in check, and you might be a little broke and deal with a little bullshit here and there, but in the long run, you're thriving, right? I think that's a better approach. All right. I am going to get off now. So, yeah, because I had a couple questions come up. Wait, is there another one? Oh, you're not able to work because of symptoms. Oh, so if you're not able to work, then that's perfect. Take the time that you have off and do the work with the mind body stuff. So this is a bit of a blessing in disguise. For me, I couldn't work either. So I had all the time in the world to do the shit I needed to do and take it. See, the universe is giving you opportunities to do it. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.